Yeah, dear viewers, you are welcome to another edition, another episode of Daybreak Africa on Kaftan Television. And today we are having a big man in the house. His name is Honorable Adebusuyi Idowu Pius, the former House of Assembly member Ondo State and former councillor in the federal local government area of Ondo State, and as we speak, is the vice chairman, Petroleum Marketers Association in Ondo State. Today we shall be dealing with an issue that has to do with definitely subsidy removal in our country today, Nigeria. Of course, the issue has been on ground for a while on whether or not the federal government should do something or should remove the subsidy from our petroleum. So we now have the man to discuss the issue with us today. Honorable Adebusuyi, you are welcome, sir.
Yes, let me use the opportunity to greet our people or people watching us at home. I'm greeting all of you, and I'm thanking you for giving me an opportunity to talk to
Kaftan TV.
To talk through Kaftan TV to our dear people in the country.
Thank you so much, sir. Of course, you are a known person and you are a public figure. What do you understand, or how can you enlighten us on the issue of subsidy removal?
Yes, at this junction, let me use the opportunity to thank you because this is a topic I would like to be discussing from time to time because it is an issue if taking place that will definitely affect the citizenry in the country, either negatively or positively. When you are talking about subsidy, we are talking about the percentage amount of money that federal government kept adding to every liter of PMS. I'm talking about petrol now. That is to say, the product has not been deregularized. But when it comes to diesel, when it comes to DPK, I'm talking about kerosene, gas, all those ones have been deregularized. But for petrol, it has not been deregularized. But government is saying at this junction that they want to remove what they are paying on every liter as assistance. And that was exactly what assisted what assisted the country or what assisted the citizen to be getting the product at a lower rate. Because by now, if government has not been helping or has not been assisting in that particular sector, by now we ought to have been buying petrol at not less than 300 or above 300. But now that federal government is saying they want to remove subsidy, removal of subsidy has its own advantage and equally has its own disadvantage. You see, when it comes to corruption level, I will be the first person to say that it is better federal government removes a subsidy, because if you look at it critically, if you look at all the neighboring countries around us here in Nigeria, we are the one that is giving them petrol, either directly or indirectly. But majority of it are what I would say fraud. That is to say, people take our fuel illegally to all the neighboring countries around Nigeria. And by the time the federal government is calculating the rate or the amount of money that have been spent on subsidy, all the fuel, I'm talking about PMS now, that has been consumed by all the neighboring countries will be added to it. And before you know what is happening, the federal government will be talking about trillions of naira that has been used as subsidy on petroleum matters. But federal government has not been able to perfect what I would call security. That is to protect in and out of our product, out of the country. If federal government has succeeded in doing that, payment to level of trillion would have been drastically reduced. Would not have been up to that. By implication, all the neighboring countries around Nigeria here are regarded as Nigeria because they are equally participating in the resources of Nigeria. But I want to say one thing that is very critical at this moment. If federal government is unable to take care of our neighboring, the porosity of our border, if federal government has not been able to do much about that, and because of the huge amount of money they are spending on subsidy, they now want to remove subsidy, the effect will be serious. And that is where I am going now. Now, if, as of today, the price of a petroleum product, I'm talking about per liter, the highest you can see anywhere in Nigeria is 165 naira. Now, if that assistance is removed, you'll be talking about 300, 320, 340. And when that happens, you'll be looking at what we call a multiplier effect on transportation, on everything. Because if you are bringing agricultural product from the farm, you need petrol. You need to put petrol into the truck that will bring in the product into the country or into the city. And by so doing, there is what we call that will be what we call increase in the cost of production. And when there is increase in the cost of production, it will definitely bounce on the citizen of the country, and it will not be easy. Because if you look at the situation as of today, the price for diesel is so high, for kerosene it is so high, for gas it is so high. Then if petrol is added, the system will almost collapse. But what we are saying is that federal government has promised the country that they will do something fast about our 3 refineries, the one in Kaduna, the one in Warri, and the one in where is the other one? The one in Port Harcourt. Yes. But I was thinking, calculating that it would have been better for our federal government to look at what they can do quickly about our refineries, putting them in order, make them effective, so that by the time we tap our resources, I'm talking about crude oil now, we'll tap it locally, we'll refine it locally and consume it locally. Nobody will be talking about dollar. Nobody will be talking about the price of crude in the world market. This is exactly what federal government should do. And apart from that, I remembered during Jonathan regime, there was what we call the license some private Nigerians to come up with a medulla refinery. If you travel to America, if you are in Georgia, Atlanta, and some other states across in America, ditto some other country in the whole world, there is what they do these days is medulla refinery. Medulla refinery is not costly. It is a small compartment that, and the capacity can be 20,000 metric ton per day. It can be 10,000 metric ton per day. If federal government can do such, particularly if in each senatorial district, if they can do between 1 and 2, 3, and not commit it in the hand of a private person to manage, because why I'm saying that is that government don't have business in business. But if it is committed in the hand of private people and they are able to get the product locally, I'm talking about crude now, which is the major source of our petroleum product. They are able to process it locally, and if we are consuming locally, the issue, even if we're able to do that, if we're able to achieve that, it is very, very possible for us to buy petrol at a price of between 80 and 100 naira.
Pocket-friendly price.
Yes, even the diesel that is equally giving us problem, the kerosene that is equally giving us problem, the gas that is equally giving us problem, that is, we are buying at a very high. All these things, they are things we are getting from crude oil. It is not only petrol we are getting from crude oil. We get gas, we get kerosene, we get diesel, we get some other petrochemicals. So if we can, process locally, all these things we can be getting locally, and when we are getting it locally, the price of all petroleum products will definitely crash. And when they eventually crash, the economy will be okay and everybody will enjoy it.
Let me just cut in. Sorry, sir. Let me cut in. You remember that in 2015, when President Muhammadu Buhari was coming on board, he promised us then that definitely the 3 refineries in the country will be functional. But as we have it today, they are not functioning. And down the road now, of course, do you think it is an appropriate time now for the federal government to remove subsidy? Because again, during the era of the then president Jonathan, of course they said Nigerians should enjoy the petroleum by making it affordable for the common man in the street, all that. But President Muhammadu Buhari promised us that those 3 refineries will be working, but as it is today, they are not working. A year more to go for him. Is it too appropriate for him to increase or to remove the subsidy at this point in time?
Yes, let me put it this way, sir. it is not appropriate for the federal government to remove subsidy at the moment. If they do, the sovereign will definitely go to the masses. And when the sovereign is extended to the masses, people will not find it easy. Like I said, the cost of production of every goods and services will definitely increase. And when that happens, it is not going to work well for a common man on the road. But what we are saying is that within a year, I remember last year, the federal government has promised, heaven and earth, that they would do something about, even they've even contracted it out, they've released money to the contractor, but they won't be able to round up this year. What we were made to understand is that before the end of next year, they'll be able to round up with reconstruction or rebuilding of the refinery. So it will be better at this juncture for the federal government to wait for them to round up with the repairs that is ongoing in those private, in those government, in those 3 government refineries. If they're able to do that at that level, because I want to believe that if those refineries are working at a full capacity, 100% capacity, we don't need to import fuel from anywhere. Because this fuel we keep importing, the disadvantage we are getting from there is much. When you take crude oil from Nigeria here, you take it outside the country, you refine, and you want to bring it back, the country where they refine the product will definitely ask whosoever that is bringing the product into Nigeria to pay tax. The element of tax is part of what we are suffering in Nigeria. So it doesn't supposed to be like that. In as much as God Almighty has blessed us with the natural resources, that natural resource is called crude oil, which appears to be very, very important to the economy of every part of the world. We are very lucky. So what we need doing now is for government to put up an enabling environment for private sector to be able to come back and be able to build Medina refinery in addition to the 3 private, in addition to the 3 government refinery where repairs is ongoing. So if those things are put in order, I want to believe that issue of subsidy removal should not be an issue, because if federal government eventually remove the subsidy without necessarily putting all that I've said into consideration, or without necessarily putting them in place, it is not going to work well for our people. Because like I said, for AGO, for diesel, the price is so high. It's already on top of the roof. For DPK, which is meant for the common man, it is no longer for the common man, it is meant for the common region, because if you must buy either of the 2 products, you have over 300 naira to buy a liter. For gas, at the moment, it's 750 per kg. So it is already too much. People are already crying. So federal government should not add another round of crisis to what is obtainable in the society as at today. Let federal government wait until those refineries are put into shape, when they are 100% functioning, before subsidy is being removed.
Thank you so much, sir. Dear viewers, you are just joining us. We are having a good time with Honorable Adebo Soyi, the Vice Chairman of Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria in Ondo State. He's trying to brief us on the way forward out of this subsidy removal. Sir, okay. Coming back to this issue, we are aware of the fact that, of course, Nigeria is a member of IMF, and they've been dealing with us for long, in fact, quite a very long period of time. And it is believed by most of us that IMF are the one giving us this kind of idea that, okay, we should deregulate our Naira, we should remove subsidy, all this and that, all sort of policies and advice is given to us, and our government are taking it into consideration. Now, come to look at it, must our government always obey the policy or the advice of this so-called IMF?
Yeah, let me tell you this, sir. Obeying the policy of IMF is not, it should not be a thing that our government should put into consideration. What they need to put into consideration is what can they do to alleviate the suffering of the masses. If the IMF advise that we should remove all subsidy, government should equally sit down and look at it, that if all subsidy is being removed, what will be both negative and the positive effect on the masses. Yes, if subsidy is removed, government will have enough money to do projects, to do so many things. At the same time, if they do, the way the masses will be suffering will be too much. The essence of all these things we are talking about is that if you are into government and you are governing the people, you must put into consideration that people didn't suffer. Any policy that will make the masses to suffer, government should not try to carry it out. When you carry it out and you see people running around, you see people dying on the street, it will not all go well. If you look at another policy again, they said if they remove subsidies, they will pay 5,000 to 40 million Nigerian indigenes. That will not work. What is the value of 5,000 naira? What can 5,000 naira do to anybody? If you take 5,000 naira to where you want to eat today, just 3 people, that will be the end of 5,000 naira. Naira already has no value. So if anybody is talking about 5,000 naira, that will not solve any problem.
But don't you think that 5,000 naira, okay, just before I go there, look at it this way. Let's look at it this way, that the federal government of Nigeria said, okay, fine. Of course, the subsidy removal may not be too okay for Nigerians. And in view of that, they said if they remove the subsidy, at least they spend like 2.3 trillion naira in, you know, in supporting that subsidy. Now, if they now remove it, they now said 1.3 trillion naira will be used from the 5,000 naira calculation to be used to alleviate the sufferings of Nigerians. Looking at the mathematics, do you think it's reasonable enough?
It is not reasonable. If 5,000 naira is released to
40 Nigerians,
40 million Nigerians, what happens to the rest? Because the population of Nigeria as of today will be more than 200 million. So if you are giving 5,000 to 40 million Nigerians, what happens to the rest 160 million? Would they be waiting? Would they be looking? Even the 40 million people that will take the 5,000, what is the value of 5,000 naira as of today? They are not even talking about 50,000. They are talking about 5,000. 5,000 has nothing to do for anybody. Even a poor person that is living in the village cannot claim that if he has 5,000 naira in his hand, he can't claim he has money. So 5,000 naira is out of it. It is not an issue that federal government should be thinking or should be thinking that they will use to alleviate the suffering of the people. It can't alleviate the suffering of the masses. 5,000 naira is not, it should not even be part of the government. Government should not even think about it. What they should do is what I've said. Let them go ahead and work on our refinery. Let them issue out license to ensure that more medulla refinery are in place. Like Dangote is doing in Lekki, he's doing a wonderful job there. If he's able to complete that, if we have 4 like that in Nigeria, coupled with the government refinery, nobody will be talking about subsidy any longer. Even the price of petroleum products. No, we are talking about petrol now. I'm talking about the entire petroleum product for like diesel, like kerosene, like gas, like the petrol itself, and all other petroleum chemicals that we can derive from crude. That is, by the time we process crude, all these things I mentioned, we get all these things from crude. And if we're able to get all these things from crude, by implication, all the prices will definitely crash. It is not petrol that is dealing with the economy. The diesel is dealing with the economy because all the heavy truck that we are using in Nigeria today uses what is it called? Uses diesel. They don't use petrol. There's all these cars, buses that uses petrol. Then for kerosene, there's one we call HHK. That is what the aeroplane is using. And the reason why the price of aeroplane, I'm talking about the cost for you to enter into an aeroplane from one place to the other. The reason why it is high today is because the price of HHK has equally gone up. So what we are saying is that let the refinery work so that we can get all these products at cheaper rate. We get them locally, we refine locally and consume locally. And let me do a small analysis for you, sir. If, like what we are doing in Nigeria today, the moment we remove our crude, we take it to any contract side in Nigeria, we process and we are bringing it back. Our case is like a case of a man that has yam in Ondo State here. And where there is mortar and pestle is in Maiduguri, that is in Borno State. You now take the yam from here to Maiduguri, you pound it and you bring it back to Ondo State before you consume it as pounded here. And the cost to take it to Maiduguri and to bring it back is part of what you are paying. That's exactly what we are facing here. It is not proper, it is not reasonable. The federal government should work hard. For us not to suffer, they should work hard on the refinery, both for medulla and both for the three that are of government, they should ensure they are working perfectly all right so that we will not be suffering.
Okay. Just before we will be calling it a day on today's program, if I may ask you, sir, you've been in the system. Will you support the agitation of NLC that if eventually federal government goes on in increasing or in removing the fuel subsidy, they will go on strike? Do you subscribe to that?
Yes. What is operating in Nigeria today, issue of strike is not the best way to resolve issues. You see, Nigeria Labour Congress that you have mentioned, if they are on strike, definitely all sectors will definitely paralyze, and that will further kill the economy. What they need to do is to sit down with the federal government, do the agitation properly, discuss, and look at what can be done. If federal government decided to remove the subsidy, what is the effect? If this is the effect, what can be done? Like I've advised, federal government should not try to remove subsidy. They should go ahead and work on the three refineries, make them to be functional, and apart from that, let them work, let them license the private people to be able to come up with medulla refineries so that our problem will be alleviated once and for all.
Thank you so much, sir. Good to have you. We want to believe that when next we call on you, definitely you will oblige us.
Yes, definitely I will.
Thank you, our viewers at home. Of course, yes, we've been discussing with Honorable Adebusui, the Vice Chairman, Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria in Ondo State. He has been telling us things about subsidy removal. Of course, he has given his words. He has advised the federal government on what to do. And definitely, I want to believe that something reasonable will be done very soon to make sure that things are normalized in Nigeria. Thank you so much for being with us. Temitope Adedeji is my name. I want to say that it shall be well with our country, Nigeria.
Amen.
Thank you, and God bless you.
Amen.